So Robin Buma sinks her second. Final shot is put up, and it's off the rim, no good. And the Linden Christian Lynx have won the state Class A championship. Girls.
Congratulations to you too, Kurt DeHaan. I'm sure I know you're taking it back to the team being able to accomplish this for the second time in a row.
Well, thank you very much. It was just a privilege to be in the state tournament again, and then to come out on top for the second year in a row is really something.
Representing districts 1, 2, and 10, the district champions, the defending state champions, and the state champions, Linden Christian.
Tradition. In Washington State, there is no better tradition in girls basketball than at Linden Christian High School. 10 league titles and 11 state trophies in 13 years. Back-to-back state championships in 1979 and 1980. The 1989-90 Lynx were the latest in the long line of outstanding Linden Christian teams. But in the beginning, these Lynx weren't expected to be the best. Coach Kurt DeHaan remembered.
After graduating this would be a rebuilding year. The girls knew going into this season that we would have a quicker team than last year. We wouldn't have the experience and outside shooting that we had last year to start the year with, but knew that if they worked real hard that they could do a lot of the same things that other Linden Christian girls teams have done over the past few years.
But after an opening game loss, the victories kept coming and coming. There were some close calls, a 2-point win over Class AA power Seaholm, and a nail-biter against rival Nooksack Valley. But most of the time, the Lynx were overpowering. Even the normally tough Northwest District offered little resistance. Part of the team's success was due to its makeup, a blend of strong veterans and talented newcomers. Each one played an important role in the shaping of the team. For Amy, being young didn't mean being scared. The 5'10" center was a key inside substitute and often played like a veteran. She averaged 2.7 points and 1.5 rebounds. Most remarkable was her 66% shooting percentage from the field.
One of the strengths of Amy as a freshman was that she didn't play like a freshman and wasn't intimidated by any of our veteran varsity players. I think from the experiences, and she keeps working as hard as she did this year, that she's going to be one tough post player next year. It'll boost not only for her, but it was also a good challenge for our starters as well.
There was no smoother player in the league than Sarah Faber. The 5'9" forward had the skills to be the top all-around player on the junior varsity, and on varsity averaged 1.2 points a game. She also was the most valuable player at the MEI junior varsity tournament.
Sarah is one of the best passers that we've ever had come through our program, and although she's only going to be a sophomore next year, I can remember shaking my head many times in turnout because she can make some pretty nice blind passes looking one way and hitting the open person. She has a beautiful form as far as her shooting touch is concerned, has a strong desire to excel, and has very strong work ethics.
Following in her sister Robin's footsteps, Raylene had a big impact even as a 10th grader. With her raw talent, the 5'8" guard pushed the starters all year, averaging 1.2 points. She also earned all tournament honors at the MEI Junior Varsity Tournament.
Raylene is one of the quickest players that we've had. There was many times where she'd get around them and does an excellent job of taking the ball to the hoop on the drive, and really challenged our starting guards to get stronger defensively to stop somebody from making penetration moves around them. She's going to have some excellent times ahead for her too, as far as the varsity is concerned.
The top front court reserve, Sally proved to be one of the best rebounders in the league. The 5'9" forward averaged 6.3 points and 6.0 rebounds with her powerful inside play. But just as important was the steady leadership and basketball savvy she brought off the bench.
One of Sally's biggest strengths comes in the area of basketball sense. Sally reads the floor real well, knows how to hit the open person, knows how to get open, and on rebounding always seems to be at the right place at the right time. She also has one of the strongest jump shots of any of our players.
Julie was a key figure for the strong junior varsity team and another of the varsity reserves who made the most of her chances. The 5'9" forward averaged 1.9 points and 1.2 rebounds, shooting a hot 46% from the field.
Julie was quite successful this year, and at the beginning of the year I was questioning whether she'd even make varsity, but she came in real determined this year, and she wanted to play, and she wanted to be a strong part of the varsity. And she probably had the best fake of any girl that we had on the team this year. She did a lot of her damage offensively inside, and she was up against bigger people quite often, and so she had to use her fake to get her to get open and get people out of position, and she did an excellent job with that.
especially All-State guard Tanya Smith hadn't gone undefeated. The Lynx went cold, Smith and Kerr got hot, and boom, Omak was down by only 1 at the half. The second half turned into a battle. Omak took a 1-point lead, and the Lynx, with Janelle scoring 6 points, went on a 13-2 spree. Omak cut the lead to 3, but Shannon hit an 18-footer with 5 seconds left to end the third period. And the Lynx pressure was beginning to pay off.
Then I think it was in the fourth quarter, I think it was Chris and Tanya forced a big turnover on Smith as she was getting tired and got the ball to Tana, and Tana hit the lane and got fouled by Smith at a real crucial time in that game. So our the girls' constant hard work on defense paid off as they were able to come with some big plays down the stretch.
Tana's layup put the Lynx up by 9 with 6 minutes to go, but Omak made one last run. 2 3-pointers cut the margin to 3 with less than a minute to go. But with time running out, all the Pioneers could do was foul, and hope, and watch, helplessly. With the game on the line, Beth and the Lynx were not to be denied. And finally, the dream was a reality. Lyndon Christian 55, Omak 49. The Lynx were champions again.
For myself, maybe I'm not very optimistic, but the reality of knowing that we had the state championship won didn't really sink into me until I saw about 2 or 3 seconds on the clock, and to watch those last 2 or 3 seconds tick away, then we knew that dream was indeed a reality.
10 years of waiting, 4 years of striving, and 4 days of emotional excitement left some almost speechless.
Couldn't have done it without you, and that goes all the way back to our 7th and 8th grade coaches and the whole community as far as the Little League program as well. I think that's one of the key aspects of why we can come back here year after year.
From Mayor Egbert Moss, the traditional victory ride in the fire trucks, the Lynx were the toast of them. Athletic Director Harlan Credit even let the team out of class long enough to have a victory assembly. But after being through so much together, there was no doubt where the team's heart was.
Playing basketball for LCHS is a privilege, not a right, and every player should work together with their teammates for the common good of all. At the same time, it should be recognized that basketball is not the ultimate. It is of small importance in comparison to the total life we live. There is only one kind of a life that truly wins, and that is the one that places faith in the hands of the Savior. Until that is done, we are on an aimless course that runs in circles and goes nowhere. Material possessions, winning scores, and a great reputation are meaningless in the eyes of the Lord, because He knows what we really are, and that is all that matters.
Those are the memories that last. Long after the scores have been forgotten, and the trophies have become rusted.
Jesus is our captain, it's all we testify. To love is